Yo, what up?
Is this NFT QT?
You always calling me, man. You always got questions and stuff about NFTs. Am I the only person you know?
Man, don't put me on blast like that. You're the smartest person who's got a theory on everything. So, I got to get the theories out.
What you got in mind?
Man, I want to talk about Apple and NFTs, man. Everyone's like, man, they need to integrate crypto with the App Store already. And, I saw this project that figured out a way where they could integrate their NFT with Apple's wallet and like put a membership card. And I'm like kind of starting to see these people do little things to get around this like NFT restriction with Apple. What do you think? You think Apple and NFTs in 2022?
Probably not in 2022. And that's because Apple has been late to every new technological standard from the jump. I mean, they still haven't implemented RCS. I mean, the way they implement encryption is questionable. It's good for encryption in general though, because they have a ton of users. So whenever Apple does implement a new standard, it usually comes with a catch, but it also comes with a benefit. When you think about NFTs, it's a new standard. It's more a technology than it is an enigma. And obviously NFTs are an enigma, but when Apple gets in the game, I highly doubt they're gonna do a 10K project. I really do think that what they'll do is very similar to what you just mentioned, take their existing properties and try to build on top of that and figure out a way to make it a net positive for the Apple experience and the Apple ecosystem. So when we look at that landscape, they had an NFT Apple Watch face that could be kind of cool. It's an always on display that most people already have on them, and you could do some cool things with NFTs there. I think another use case, obviously, again, using the Apple Watch, but this time looking at it from the activity app, is the whole concept of badges. You know what those are, Ryan?
Of course, man. You get your 10,000 steps in, you get yourself a badge.
Yeah, one-of-one digital collectibles, right? It's like your badge is not my badge, and my badge is not your badge, and my mom's badge is neither of our badges, but we all have them. And it's kind of interesting because we don't really have a way to display them. They have like a social network of sorts that they have for Apple Watch users and the people that you know that also have an Apple Watch, but there's no true way to display those badges. And when you think about building on top of that, if they did partnerships and they said like, hey, everyone can earn a special badge if they participate in this race or if they do this challenge, that infrastructure is there. Those badges could easily be the first NFTs that Apple puts in everyone's wallet, and those would be very personal endeavors. I think there's also an era where, we will probably see athletes that go in to do amazing things that now have used Apple Watches pretty much their entire career. Some of those badges might actually have some value, and you might be able to buy the story of someone that you're following. I mean, we're getting loosely into a future here, but it's no different than, paying to see someone work out. That happens all the time in the boxing world.
That's interesting. I never really thought about it, especially when you think about how the Apple Watch has definitely led to a lot of people kind of saving their own lives. There was a whole wave of stories in like 2017, 2018, where people were like, yeah, it alerted me that I had a cardiac arrhythm or whatever. And then I went in and I realized I was hugely at risk for heart attacks. So then I started working out more, and then all thanks to my Apple Watch. It's like Apple has already incentivized that fitness behavior so much. Now they could really kind of unlock like the community challenge aspect with the badges, what you're saying.
Yeah, for sure. I mean, like when you think about it, it makes a lot of sense. And, even in their own marketing, what you're pointing out is they call the Apple Watch more so like a guardian, right? When you think about where we are just in the world today, I think that there's probably a need for something like that. Apple definitely has the infrastructure. It's a matter of like how they're going to implement it. And I mean, you bring up one other point that I think is worth mentioning and noting. It's time for the Apple Wallet to get a refresh. I mean, outside of Apple Pay, that thing is pretty clunky and cumbersome. And so if we were to see a refresh of the Apple Wallet that integrated NFTs and digital collectibles, I think that could be very cool, but I don't think it looks anything like the one we already have today. And I guarantee you it's probably not in the next release of iOS.
Yeah, no, I think the people that I mentioned earlier, Pool Suite NFT, which used to be Poolside FM, which I remember us talking about a long time ago, they were the ones who were able to somehow figure out how to put their NFT in the Apple Wallet already. And they just kind of created like a membership card. So like, I have like Jimmy John's and Potbelly loyalty member cards in my Apple Wallet already. They figured out a way to basically just create an NFT equivalent of a membership card and put in the wallet. Maybe it was actually an activation with Apple, or they kind of found a a road around it. But I agree, it's a possibility.
Yeah, man. I mean, we'll see. You know, I like the future thinking that you have on your part. Always fun to see what ideas you're stumbling across in the NFT verse. If you've got any questions in the future, love to be a participant and figure out how I can help you get the answers. But beyond that, I'm actually about to run into the store here, so I'll have to hit you back. And again, man, I appreciate you reaching out.
All right, I'll catch you in the metaverse.